Welcome to the Shine On CX show. I am Claire Bosk and I'm thrilled to be bringing you insights, stories and strategies that will illuminate the path to exceptional customer experience. Whether you're CX pro, a business owner, CEO, just passionate about creating amazing customer journeys, this show is your go-to resource. We're going to be diving into real-world examples, expert advice, and the latest trends to help you boost your business and truly shine by elevating your customer experience. Let's get started! Hello everybody and how exciting I am today to have on the Shine On CX show. Today is our very first guest, Alison, Edgar, MBE. Hello Alison, how are you?
Oh, hi Claire, it's great to see you. I am on top of the world, on top of the world.
It's just amazing just to see each other. I mean, we've known each other for quite a few years, over the years in different ways, whether we met in conferences and we met virtually quite a lot. And I think you and I have got a little bit of an energy thing, aren't we? We're a bit, energizing.
I think we are. And I hate to tell you this, and of course it's a secret just between us, but it's almost a decade ago that we met, Claire. I think it's nearly 10 years.
Time flies when you're having fun, right? So, sorry, I was just going to say, I just want to introduce a little bit people to who you are, for those who don't know you. So, you are a little bit of an entrepreneur yourself, right? I mean, you've started up quite a few years ago, and at one point you were even called the entrepreneur godmother at one point, right? So that's kind of said all.
Yeah.
You've written 3 books, haven't you? You've written 3 books. The first one was The Secret of Success Sales. So that's where you started in sales part of it, isn't it? In sharing and inspiring people how to do sales better.
Yeah, and I think that's where we sort of intertwine, isn't it? Because from the CX, from the customer service perspective, I genuinely believe when it's delivered correctly, sales and customer service is exactly the same. So we're like the heads and tails side of the same coin, that when it does match, then it improves customer experience, but also the revenue, the turnover, and the growth potential for organizations. So to me, that's where we bonded over that, didn't we?
We did, and I think that your second book as well. I got your second book, which was The Art of Getting What You Want. And again, that's what customer service is all about, is giving your customers what they want, right? And how do we really do that in a way that is very generous and very, and it's really doing the right thing for our customers. It's another one which is totally aligned with customer service and sales, and how do we do right for our customers, right?
Yeah, 100%. And I think also the education of what is good CX, what is good customer experience. And I know we're going to be talking about so much, but literally just before we came on this call, I have to book my car in for a service. So I've been using the same garage for a while. Phone up the garage and go, I need to put the car in for a service. And he went, I'm really busy. Can you phone me back in 10 minutes? And I'm thinking, like, in which planet is that great? Customer experience, you're busy, we get that, great. Maybe we should work on that productivity a little bit more. But also, when did good customer service start being that your customer has to phone you back again, in 10 minutes rather than you phoning them? And I think there's a whole education piece on what a good customer experience is, but also like that garage has now left the door open for me to now go to a different garage. So I think this is where we are completely aligned on these kind of things, Claire, and how we push so hard to educate around what a good customer experience is.
So tell us, way back. Let's go back a little bit forwards, because you and I, yes, we've met, we clicked, absolutely, same energy, same passion for helping people, inspiring people, and motivating people, and guiding them, and that kind of things. But we've also got another little, thing common, because what was it, 1991? You came to Jersey for a season.
I did. And do you know what? I look back because my background originally was hospitality, which again I think comes from that, the CX, the sales, and just, you have to, you don't you, you really have to step up and just go above and beyond the customer's expectations. So I had been working originally in hospitality in Scotland, and when I worked in hospitality in Scotland, I worked with a girl called Jackie, and Jackie had worked in Jersey. So that was the sort of first kind of, I thought, oh, this Jersey place sounds quite nice. I think I'd like that. But I sort of went off track before I got to Jersey, and I lived in Cape Town for a couple of years doing hospitality. But it was always still in my mindset that I wanted to come back and do a season in Jersey. So I believe it or not, I came off season and I did a year in Jersey, but I worked for Seymour Hotels, and I was working at that time at the Palme d'Or. So I came in as a receptionist, then became head receptionist, put new systems and processes in to make it more productive, make it work a bit slicker, to ultimately improve customer experience. And then one thing that I learned in Jersey is the tax rules. So I thought, oh, I really like this. I'd like to stay for a bit longer. But I had the opportunity to go and work in Australia. So I didn't really get as long in Jersey as I would have hoped and liked, because I had ended up going to Australia. So I cannot wait. I think we're going to be sharing with people a bit later on that something very is exciting is going to be happening. So yeah, I'm looking forward to us revealing that during the podcast.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we both have the same background as well because my background is hospitality, and that's kind of, my dad had a restaurant, so from the age of 7, I was kind of carrying plate, and I think for me, it's always been about. I think you either love it or hate it in hospitality, right? And for me, it was always about making people feel good and happy. And that's kind of always stayed with me. How can we make people happier? And how can we help people? Because if they feel good, I feel good. And then everybody feels good around. It's just so simple, right?
Yeah, and I think it's interesting because you talk about the second book is called Smash It, The Art of Getting What You Want. So the sort of title is Smash It, and then the subtitle, The Art of Getting What You Want. And like, so people say to me all the time, well, what, Alison, what does smash it actually mean? What does that mean? And I think, well, it means something different to every single person. But ultimately in life, surely to smash it is being happy. Surely that's happiness. I mean, people talk about wealth or health and to me, all those things are combined. It's not about being the wealthiest person in the island, because you can be unhappy and you're still not being fulfilled, you're still not smashing it. To me, it's about like really doing things that make your heart sing on a daily basis. And coming back to how does that affect, how do you achieve that? Smash it, having people that help you being happy rather than having people that pull you apart. That you've got people who are allies of Smash It to help you to be able to. And I think creating communities, working together with other people who are like-minded, that to me is smashing it. So that it's sort of all sort of still fits into the realm of everything that we talk about.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Just it all seems so simple, but so now you've been working. So you've worked with quite a lot of entrepreneur. I mean, you're a bit of a ladies' Lord Sugar, aren't you? Maybe a little bit,
Maybe not
because
quite
you've
as
done your
harsh.
not quite as harsh, but you did your Amazon Prime Television, and that was all about entrepreneur, and you were guiding them, and so that whole series was pretty cool, and that was kind of that was pretty cool. I mean, I was looking at a series thinking, oh yes, I think you're killing it, you're smashing it on that one, Annie. So tell us, how did that come about?
So I think the other thing that it ties into is I talk about goal setting a lot. So smash it. How do you achieve that? Where you want to go. And I think that how do you know that you're winning at football? Well, you score a goal. How do you know you're winning at life? Well, you have to set goals and you have to try and achieve them. And so many people, according to Inc. magazine, only 8% of people achieve their goals. But that's because they haven't
Wow.
really set their goals. So I've been quite if you write a book called Smash It, you have to be smashing it, really, don't you? Because it can't be in theory. You've got to put things into practice. So, I analysed and looked at the things that I wanted to do in my life and what did I want to do. And it's, yeah, it's great to be on an Amazon Prime TV show, but it's not about the fame. Like if you look at people that want to do things like reality TV shows, that's more about raising their profile, but without purpose, apart from fame, if that makes sense. So for me, doing the TV show isn't about fame because I would genuinely hate to be famous. But if people don't know who I am, I can't help them. And that's the thing, if you're doing something like an Amazon TV show, it was on the goal board, but it wasn't so that I could get an influencer deal like off the back of Love Island or I'm a celebrity or it's about actually teaching people about business, teaching people about sales, CX, and productivity. That's why I did the Amazon TV show. But I tell you what, it came about it was so bizarre that they had looked at me, they found the profile. And I would say, again, coming back to goal setting and taking things to another level, part of the reason that I was chosen for the Amazon TV show was I had done some work on BBC Breakfast, I had done some work on Good Morning Britain, I had done some media work. And that came about because I won an award in Bristol. So I now live in the southwest of England. And one of the researchers was Googling, female version of long sugar, whatever it was, like female business supporter helper. And I came up. And that's where, sometimes you might think that is a massive goal, whatever that goal is in your personal life, like to get an Amazon TV show or be on an Amazon TV show, that is massive. But it's about taking those little tiny steps to put yourself out there, to enter an award, then maybe win an award, then maybe do a bit of local radio, then maybe do a bit of local television, then maybe do some national stuff, and then do some international stuff. So never be afraid to set big goals because they are achievable. I've written the book called Smash It. I've got to do it, and I teach people how to do that in their personal, professional lives.
Again, I guess that's all part of the productivity, isn't it? That's, if you've got a goal, what are the steps that actually take you towards those goals? The more productive you are, the better you're gonna, you're gonna feel, you're gonna achieve, you're gonna feel so good because you're achieving, but on the same time you can give because you're more productive, you're getting better customer service, and because you're giving better customer service, you're being more productive. They kind of totally interlink it with each other, don't they?
Massively. And I think that there's a recent survey that shows that only 82% of people do not have a personal time management system in place. They're using like a linear to-do list, and we all know that from a linear to-do list, you do the things you love to do, and you leave the things you don't like to do to the very end. And so I've taken
Destination, right?
yeah, it does. And I think that's where, yeah, a lot of the time when it comes to goal setting and how you and that happiness, if you haven't taken those steps to do that because you're scared or you're not sure and to me, it's about having, and that's what I've done. I've created a productivity tool called Alison Edgar's Big Balls of how you manage your time. So I talk about basketballs, tennis balls, and ping pong balls. And Claire, it's hilarious because I've got the trademark for big balls, right? So that I own the trademark for that. And the law firm that does all my trademarking, because I've got quite a few trademarks, were like, well, that set off some red flags, Alison. And I'm like, well, it's not. It's basketballs, tennis balls, ping pong balls, and it's how you manage things in the right order. But coming back, to customer experience, if you look at any business, what I see and what I hear from like small businesses straight through to Fortune 500 is that department silo, colleagues fall out, and it's over the disparity of the balls because somebody wants to do something. Again, say you've got a client that's waiting on something from you, that's your basketball. You said you'd phone him back in half an hour with this update, but you need internal communications to give you that information, and they're not getting back to you within 20 minutes. The basketball for the client is a ping pong ball for your internal customer, and that's where the disparity of the balls, because of productivity, affects the overall customer experience, which affects sales.
I have personally a very problem with shiny balls.
Do you get distracted?
very shiny balls, and I'm not, could be doing instead of that. There are not shiny ball here. What? Too many shiny balls around, Claire. That's my big problem for sure. But that stops productivity, right? I think when I get, over too many shiny balls, because, this is a lot more exciting to do an interview with Alison than actually doing my accounts and closing my months of August.
Well, I don't know.
That's when we're less productive.
I love a bit of accounts. I love a bit of raising invoices. That's one of my favourites. That's a basketball.
That's a basketball for you. It's definitely a little mini ping pong ball for me. No, it's a really good way. I mean, it's really cool to see that how this works. So people just go on Amazon and download the book. Yeah, your book is all over
Yeah, it's on
Amazon.
Amazon. Yeah. Smash It, The Art of Getting What You Want. The first one is Secrets of Successful Sales. And I think, coming back to the goal setting, Claire, I'm dyslexic, so I left school at 16. I didn't have any qualifications, really struggled to read and write. And I never thought I would start a business. I was 46 when I started my business. I never thought I would write a book because I didn't think I could write a paragraph. And a lot of this is about coming outside your comfort zone, isn't it? And I think fear holds you back. And for me, when I wrote the first book, it was like, what happens if I write this book and nobody reads it? And then the second fear comes in, Claire, what happens if they read it and they think it's rubbish, and you're like, oh, and again, it's that fear that holds people back from achieving their goals because they're too scared of what other people think, or they're too scared of like what's going to happen if they do that thing. But the first book was an Amazon #1 around the world. It was a W.H. Smith top 10 business book. So it was at all the airports and train stations. The Independent newspaper voted it one of the top 10 business books written by a woman. Why written by a woman makes any difference. I'm still fighting hard for that one. They use it as the framework for all the apprenticeships in Ireland. And it's also been translated into Danish. So it's hilarious to look at the cover in Danish. And this is why, it's given you that purpose as to why you come out your comfort zone to do things differently. I think, again, we talk a lot about the behaviors, the extroverts and the introverts and things like that. And a lot of time, especially face-to-face customer service, that whole, hey, I'm here, I've brought the magic. That's not natural to a lot of people. And they don't want to go outside their introvert comfort zones. And that's where that purpose and that reasoning behind, not everybody in CX has to be an extrovert, because obviously you've got introverted customers, but just getting that balance of how you adapt, I think it's really, really important, especially in face-to-face customer service.
Yeah, and again, it's understanding your customers. So, if you can understand some of the profiling of your customers, or internal or customers, it could be a colleague or it could be an external customers, and actually your communication skills change and adapt because you're actually giving a service to adapt to that particular person, and that's what those some of your techniques as well are really, really cool and very interesting. And how about we bring Alison to Jersey?
Yay! Bring me back. It's not long, Claire. It's not long. In my head, I will be with you the evening of the 9th, and we are delivering a great event, aren't we? It's going to be amazing. It's like take that back together. So I'll be there on the 10th of October, and I'm sure you're going to give everyone the details. But I just, if people are watching this, enjoying this, it's provoking thought in what they can actually do in their businesses, then we would expect to see them in that room, wouldn't they? Because we're going to really knock their socks off.
Absolutely. So the idea, when I started bouncing the idea with Alison, she said, "Yep, count me in. I'm going to be there, girl. If we could talk about productivity and we can talk about customer experience, this absolutely links to everything that I love talking about and bringing me back to Jersey." Absolutely. So it was like, right, you're booked. So we are very, very, very happy to be welcoming you. So if you want to know more, there'll be the details down below for the conference. Yes, like Alison said, Thursday, the 10th of October. That is during Customer Service Week as well, Alison. So a very special week. And this is the reason why I really wanted that conference to be that week, as we're launching the Customer Experience Alliance, the Jersey Customer Experience Alliance, during that conference as well. So there's going to be loads going on as well. So it's really exciting. I'm so looking forward to seeing you, welcoming you back to Jersey, taking you around and hearing your motivation, because you're on stage, you're a powerhouse, aren't you?
Well, I try my best. And the thing is, Claire, so again, 10 years, you heard me speak 10 years ago at the business show in London. And I think as my career's evolved, as my confidence has evolved, I just feel I found the thing that I was born to do. And touch wood, people love what I do when I'm on stage. I energize them. I don't know how I do it. I know that sounds really bizarre, but it's just like something that's really natural for me to engage, and people warm to it. But it's not just about the day, Claire. I think this is the bit that I bring to the party. It's the actionable takeaways that people can do in their organizations after the event. And I think that's where the impact comes. Yes, we the two of us can have a great fun event, can't we? And it'll be great laugh, it'll be brilliant, it'll be really high energy. But it's about the impact that we make on the island, not just on that day, not just in that week, but in general moving forward, the education, the takeaways that will make a difference to the island completely.
Absolutely loving it. So yes, absolutely. It's about elevating the experience and uniting people for growth. That's what the conference is going to be about. How together we can make a difference on the island. So this is amazing, Alison. Thank you very much for being with me today and sharing a little bit of what's coming up. So not long now. So we look forward to welcoming you to Jersey. And if you want to book, come and join us. You have got to come and join us at that conference. The details will be below. You can just book in, and we'll look forward to seeing you there, Alison.
Oh, thank you, Claire. I genuinely can't wait. I've got every time I look at my calendar, I'm like, Jersey, I've got it on a pop-up.
That's fabulous. I love it. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Bye, Claire.